Hi, folks. Creepy Kentuckian here. Once again, we've got a lot of drama going on the Dead Pit message boards, and now the Saturday Nightmare chat. How can this continue to happen to Dead Pit? Why has God forsaken us once again? Alright, I need to explain things before we can move forward in this dark time for Dead Pit. Last night's Saturday Nightmares chat, we had like 50 plus people in there. As always on the Dead Pit radio show, I play only the best music, which includes Saxon, Dio, and everyone's got to go rockin' with some Dokken. That's okay if you don't like that music, but what I expect the fans to do is let it into your heart. Invite Saxon in, and they will not disappoint. Biff Byford is one of the best vocalists in the new wave of British heavy metal, and you would have to be a complete imbecile to not enjoy Saxon. Just kidding. What I do expect though is, if you don't have to like the music, okay? And we play the music before we actually start the show, so the idea is turn your speakers off if you don't like the music. Or you can joke around. I'm fine with joking around. Just don't joke around for 15-20 minutes while I'm trying to prepare for a show. And we did have a pretty big show last night. We were talking about a couple of the best horror films. Actually, I think I've got a little graphic where I can show you the ones we talked about right here. Hellraiser Bloodline and Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror. So I was preparing for that. Didn't want to deal with people talking smack about some of my favorite bands, so I'm like, look, give it a rest, okay? If you don't like it, leave. Turn your speakers off, whatever. But instead, continued on. Oh, Saxon's a piece of shit. They suck. Don Dokken looks like a damn crypt keeper or something, even though he does. I mean, I'll admit to that. He's a scummy looking type now, I guess. So ultimately, I kicked two guys out. I'm not going to tell you who they were. It doesn't really matter. Usually when I kick people out, 10 minutes later they can come right back in and continue with the conversation. Instead, both of those particular individuals posted drama on the Dead Pit message board, and it's something we're still dealing with today. People are like, what in the hell is this big thing that happened last night on the chat? In actuality, it wasn't a big thing that happened. It was a little thing that happened. It was done in 2 minutes. It's of course being blown up into this big thing that happened that I didn't want either of them there. I've been mad at those guys forever, and no, that's not the case. I do think that one in particular person, again, I'm not going to name names, after a point just seemed to, like, I don't know if they just wanted something more from us, which I didn't know what, because this particular person actually helped out quite a bit at a convention where Dead Pit was being represented. So I appreciate that. I actually even offered to send the guy some free stuff, which he wouldn't accept, which is fine. But I mean, after that point, it was almost like I don't know what it was. It was just really awkward, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. But it was like the guys I felt that he treated us differently since then for some reason. Or it's just really found it upon himself to really dog the radio show whenever possible. On the message board, he created a lot of drama, I think, and and I don't know, but the thing is, it's been completely blown out of proportion, and I just really wish that whole thing never happened, to be honest with you, because it was like, we kick people out of that chat room all the time. I've kicked Hydroponic out of that chat room. I know I've kicked Jason Payne out of there. Adam Beck's been kicked out of there. A lot of people have been kicked out of that chat room. It's nothing to be kicked out of that chat room. What is something is for somebody to blow something up way out of proportion to what really happened and create drama, which I hate. I mean, the one thing that, starting Dead Pit, had I known now what I knew then, I probably would never have started a message board, because that's all that's really been created from that message board. And it's a great message board at times, but the majority of the time just involves people being assholes to one another. And it's like that on a lot of message boards. I noticed it's like that here on YouTube quite a bit. And people, it's just like they don't have life. They want to post on there how much you suck, how much your show sucks, stuff like that. And it's just always negative on message boards, I've noticed, usually. But I mean, we do have a lot of really good fans on that message board that one thing they don't want to do is start dramatic, just post that's not going to go anywhere, just going to piss everyone off. So anyway, we're done with that. I think those guys are leaving the message board just because of that. Which, I mean, I'm sorry you're going to leave because of that, but to me, I didn't think that was that big of a deal. Evidently you did. So, something else that happened, though, that I definitely wanted to talk about, that is oddly enough completely unrelated to what happened in that chat room, but happened around the same time. And that involves the loss of a board member by the name of Schlogs. I think the guy's real name is Matt. First name, at least. I will not, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try it. And the guy's one of the smartest fans that was on the message board, horror fans, and all he wanted to do was talk horror. And if anybody has listened to the Dead Pit radio show, I mean, we've had a slogan for years: for the fans, by the fans, by the fans, for the fans, however way you want to say it. So, I mean, we've tried our best to keep some of the personalities on the forum a part of our show. I mean, hopefully that people would want to go over there and check it out. People know who Adam Beck, Jason Payne, Rambo Fan. We've talked about him quite a bit. Of course, he's here on YouTube as well. And we started talking about Schlogs too. And what we normally do is sort of lightly rib on the particular person. And I don't know if he just didn't get it, what we were doing, or he didn't appreciate the fact that we were bringing his name up. But I can assure you that it was all in good fun, just light ribbing. I mean, none of this stuff is serious. But I mean, I think that a lot of people, due to this in particular thing, is thinking that this is another reason that he left the forum. And I actually sent him an email. I sent the guy an email, and I was like, I don't know if I really apologized, but I mean, I meant that I was, if he left due to what we were saying, that we didn't mean anything by it. And he replied back that he really, I don't know if he left because of what we were saying, but there was a lot of stuff going on the message board, which I don't even post on that message board that much, so I don't know what to tell I mean, I don't know what happened. Turn that down there. But there were evidently a lot of things happening on the board that was negative. Maybe a lot of the drama being posted on the board. I don't know. But evidently it was something that bothered him enough to delete the account that he started, I think, over a year ago on the forum, which is unfortunate. But I was reading through some of the threads, on the Schlogs thread, Schlogs is gone thread, and I agree. I think Adam Beck posted something on there that a lot of the people that listen to the Dead Pit show, I would say a majority of them wouldn't even know who some of these people are, because, let's face it, a lot of the people that listen to the show don't go on the message board. I mean, that's quite apparent if you look at the numbers. So, and the fact that certain people just don't get a lot of the stuff that we do when we talk about them. So I think from this point on, I'm really not going to mention anybody on the message board at all, unless it's something like a fan question or something like that, because it's really not worth it. I mean, if some of these people are asking for it, it's one thing. Like if they, people just try to be smart asses or something. But if it's just something that, like we were doing with Schlogs, where, this guy just all he wanted to do is talk about horror, and we were sort of just fucking around with him. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I think that'd probably be a pretty good move, and it'd be a way to improve the show as well. Because I'll admit, I think due to the fact that there's not a whole lot of stuff going on for horror these days. I know Zombieland came out this weekend. Still haven't got a chance to check that out yet, but I want to check that out. Yeah. So the Schlogs thing, I didn't like that at all. I didn't really post anything, but I wanted to let him know, regardless if he's ever going to come back to the board or not, which he probably won't come back, that we didn't mean anything by that at all. I think that he was one of the best posters on the message board that really wanted to talk about the topic at hand, which was horror movies. And yeah, things happen. So unfortunately, our buddy Schlogs has gone on. I know there's also somebody that is thinking that we're getting egos. We're conceited. Me in particular. It sounds to me like he's thinking I'm the one getting more conceited, or I really don't get that. I don't like conceited people, and I don't know if some of the stuff maybe that I've said on the radio show comes across that way just because I'm trying to be funny or what, but fill me in on that, because I have no clue about that. But I just wanted to thank everybody for listening, and it's something that I really wanted to say, because I'm one of those people that I can get my emotions out better if I just speak rather than typing stuff out, because usually when I type stuff out, I don't know, I can't really say what I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to try to improve the show. I'm not going to mention any of you guys again on the radio show as far as the message board people, unless you write in a fan question. We're going to try to be more fan friendly, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm being uber serious about this too, super serious. So that's it. I've rambled on here enough, but thank you guys. We will be back, of course, with the next Dead Pit show. I think the next official show will be October the 23rd. So we look forward to seeing you guys then, and check out the new and improved Dead Pit Radio.